Your boy Lil Wayne, you understand me? Back at you like I left some. Look at you, check this out. Nolazine TV, you understand me? We represent New Orleans. This man travel all over the world. In the name of Jesus, we believe. Nolazine TV.
What up, this Feet, and you watching Nolazine TV. You feel me? With my dog, Nola Plug, you feel me? With my dog, Darren, you feel me? You understand? Yeah. That what's going on right now. What's up, my nigga?
Oh man, you know, I'm like to the world. I'm like, tell them where you from.
I'm Fee. I'm from the East. I done grew up in between the 7th Ward in the East, Russia Blade and Gervais. You feel me? Like Goretti Park and shit in the East. So the East and the 7th Ward for real.
Okay. So you know, it be like growing up. It be like far as like the music industry. I'm like, who inspired you? You know, it was just to get. I'm like in the business.
Like growing up in the music industry, what inspired me the most out of everything and anything in the world was Cash Money, you feel me? Like I had dreams about that shit before I was connected with that shit. And I seen that shit for what it was, like in my dreams. And it still looked the same way today, like in real life. So that's what inspired me, that's what it motivated me to become who the person I am, or who I'm becoming, whatever it is. That shit still is a story that's ongoing, you feel me? So that's where I'm at with it, Cash Money.
Okay. So let's, you know, here we gonna bring it all the way back when it happened. Like, hey, but tell us the year. I'm like when you actually met. I'm like Lil Wayne.
Me coming up when I first encountered like a Lil Wayne, it was probably like 1996, 97 or some shit like that. And I was in my car. I already had a vehicle and all that shit at the same time. But I was riding through the neighborhood and through Bunker Hill, and I seen a nigga like walking. But I know he was my people, cause nigga told me your people is this your people, right? So when I seen that person, I'm like, this my people. So I stopped and hollered, woo woo, wow wow, and shit. Everything just transpired from that day. We just stayed in touch. You heard me, and from that day, we had more and more conversations. It became a real relationship that became a bond, that became a company, and we started some shit. You feel me? And that's how that shit went. Right. But it started like in Bunker Hill.
Well, personally here
in the East, New Orleans East.
Okay. Well, personally here with Nolazine, hey, but we want to give you, I'm like your flowers. I'm like why you can smell them, like because you know, if you paved the way, I'm like for like a lot of people behind the scenes, and people don't, you know, if a lot of people like me, I'm like talk about that. So you know, like you know, let's bring it back. Like actually, I'm like, when did you realize? Well, I'm gonna say it better. Actually, when did you realize that you wanted to become one? I'm like music manager.
I never realized that shit until it happened, because I never imagined myself or seen myself being a music manager. That was never my desire. I never had a desire to be a manager. My desire always been to just have a record label and to run a company and to create great music. And that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. It's being a label and creating great music. That's what matters most to me.
So like to the world, I'm like you know, like most people probably gonna ask. I'm like, is your real name like Fee?
My real name is Antoine Banks, so it's Antoine Fee Banks, which, you know, that's my name. That's what I go by. That's my government name is Antoine Banks. Fee my people call me from birth. They call me Fat. From when I was a kid and a baby, like growing up with my family, like my direct family, it was Fat. People know me as Fat. I was a fat baby, so they called me Fat. As I grew up until about 17 years old, I was fat. Then I met Wayne and my shit became Fee. Around 17, you know what I'm saying? I became Fee. And shit, that's where we at right now. I'm Fee. You feel me?
You should feed to the world.
I'm Fee to the world, so that's where we at. But the family is Fat.
Hey, so I'm bringing back. I'm like to the first time I heard. Actually, I'm like Fee naming the song was on 500 Degrees when y'all was running through the woods.
Straight up.
He like on the string of Fee. But I'm gonna say my favorite song. If you know, I always tag you when you actually did a hook, and like a lot of people don't know you did the hook.
I did 2 hooks that night.
And so like explain how that went. You know what was going on.
The song is called Working Them. It's on DJ Drama. They got bad mosquitoes out here right now. We in the 7th ward. They got big bad mosquitoes. Them just biting the fuck out of me. The song was called Working Them. Me, Wayne, and Chris Brown was actually in the studio together. And me and Wayne was in there just making records and shit. Like we had sent everybody home or whatever. This shit was like probably early 2000, I don't know, 1, 2 or some shit like that. And he was like, man, look, I need you to hop on these records. Get on these records or whatever. Not I need you, but hop on these records. Nigga, you can do this shit. Never had a desire to rap, rhyme, or do anything like that. I was just as about my business or whatever. Naturally. Fuck these mosquitoes bad as fuck. So boom. I hopped on the songs and shit's turned out to be like some people's favorite songs or whatever, but
Hey, but it's definitely my song. It working. I got it downloaded in my Apple.
stupid.
But like people when you hear you actually, I'm like talking like that now.
Nah, I mean, that ain't my conversation, bro. I mean, shit changed from that night. That night was a fun ass night.
Hey, before as a music manager, like you was introduced like to the world for actually managing like Kevin Gates. So how did you actually like meet Kevin Gates at that time?
So as a music manager, my first artist I signed was Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates was incarcerated. My boy Petey, he kept bringing, he was on me about Kevin Gates. Like 2 years before Kevin Gates even got out of prison. Just kept on like, man, Kevin Gates. Check him out. He gonna be somebody. I'm telling you. I know it. I got it. Here, check him out. He showed the shit to me. But it was one time he showed it to me that I really got it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, this shit is. And dude was on his way to coming home from jail or whatever. So it just all made sense. It all lined it up. And everything, like I said, lined it up. And we went with it. And it flowed.
Go ahead, finish the interview, bitch. I'm just fine. I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, it kind of like everything fell in line for it to work out. And we made it work. You dig? So, boom. Kevin Gates. But there was a lot of things that went on and went down behind the scenes that, you know, what took to get it to where it got, which, boom, it is what it is. It's out there, Kevin Gates. So we're from Kevin Gates to fucking Youngboy, Quando, to fucking Lil Bob, RJ, Mr. Broke, S80, a bunch of artists, you know what I'm saying? Like people you probably never heard about. Like everything I worked with wasn't a success. Like I didn't win on every fucking situation. You know what I'm saying? But I learned from everything that I ever did. And the biggest learning curve was fucking working with Lil Wayne. That's my biggest learning curve of all time. And I ain't know shit about music or nothing like that at the time when I was doing Sqad Up and everything that we was doing, setting trends and shit like that. It wasn't about that. We just was doing what the fuck we felt was the right thing to do at the time. And we did it, and it was legendary. And people remember that shit to this day, which is awesome. You know what I'm saying? So, it was that, you know, we just following our heart and just going with it and setting trends.
Facts, because like, you know, when you think of I'm like Sqad Up, if they always gotta mention you and like, you know, and you bad it was on the songs, but you know, you was like a part of it.
Nah, Sqad Up was a family. Like we was together all day, every day. So anything that anybody did, like we always a part of that one thing. So that's like you don't see that shit. I don't know how dudes rock today, but everything that we did, we was all a part of that shit. You feel me? So that's why people gonna mention me and whoever else was a part of that shit. But I definitely was a part of everything what my niggas did back then, to this day.
Okay. So what's your advice to one I'm like young CEO / I'm like manager? I'm like trying to get into the game, you know.
It's about just taking care of the business, bro. Staying out the way. And on the CEO aspect of it, it's about having enough money to just like fund that shit. You know what I'm saying? And sustaining through the test of time. Like, cause none of this shit is promised. None of this shit is a given. None of this shit is destined to happen. You gotta put your work in. You gotta grind that shit out. You gotta put your money where your mouth is, and you gotta, make that shit work. And it could really work. It could really work. Just if you got good talent, a budget, and discipline, it can happen for you. That's my advice.
Okay. Hey, so tell us, what do you, enjoy most about the music industry, and tell us, actually, what do you, hate most about the music industry?
What I enjoy most about the music industry is helping artists, individuals come in contact with success, feeding their family, helping their friends, changing their family dynamic. Same for myself, you know what I'm saying? All of those things. Changing my family dynamic, helping my friends, my family. And just putting out great music, Like, I only like to fuck with shit that I fuck with. I wouldn't really just fuck with an artist that I really don't fuck with their music. That's just me, and it's not the best thing it's not the best advice, you know what I'm saying? Because some shit that I don't fuck with
but you gotta believe
blow
it too.
up, you know what I'm saying? I don't know everything. I'm not the smartest person doing this shit. No shit like that. But that's just me on a personal level. That's just how I run my business, which is, like I said, it's not the best advice. But yeah, believing in yourself and your product is everything.
Okay. So like, everybody know, but you have like your management company / label. Good Money Global. And so tell us, how did you come up with the name, and just, it's just everything
Good
about
Money
it?
Global is strictly structured behind Cash Money, Young Money. I was not a part of the Cash Money name. I envisioned that shit at an early age, but Young Money, I kind of seen that. I was a part of that, still a part of that whole thing. So, boom, it's only right that I come with the next thing be, Good Money. Fuck, Cash Money, Cash Money, Young Money, Good Money. That was my whole thing. So just trying to be the next thing. You feel me? Whatever that mean, however that fall, whatever that look like to you, however it's going, let me know. That's where I'm at with it. But yeah, Cash Money, Young Money, Good Money.
And so, tell us, what's next for you? Hey, but do you plan on, signing more artists?
What's next for Fee and Good
Yeah.
Money is always new talent, more money, more knowledge, more power, more real estate, family, friends. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? But family and friends come first. And then everything else can fall behind that shit. More music, better music, bigger songs, more hits, more plaques, all of that. You feel me? Breaking new acts. All of that shit is where it's at for me. That's fun. Want to get into movies and shit. Might even partner with Nolazine on some shit. You know what I'm saying? To be the official shit. You feel me? For whatever. But yeah, that's what we at with it.
Okay. And also, but last but not least, tell everybody, what can they find on social media? It's just everywhere else.
On social media, on Instagram mainly, I'm FeeBanks_. On Facebook, I'm FeeBanks. Twitter, YM Motors. That's my shit. But I don't be on it. But that's where I'm at. Fuck with me. Yeah. Good Money Global. Good Money Global. You feel me? That's on Instagram. Yeah. YM Motors. Good Money Global. FeeBanks. Nolazine TV. You feel me? That's where we at. Family and friends. How y'all doing? What up?
Oh, wait a minute. Nolazine make them whole scream. You understand me? You want a t-shirt? You want a half a wife beater with a hole in it? You want a pair of short pants with 6 holes in it with all your coochie hanging out on the side? Holler at your people, baby. Ziggler Wiggy, you understand me? Loud and cock on this BLOCK, you understand me? A beautiful day.